already exceeded 100 yards, and he'll probably be gaining more in the second half. We've played one half at Wayne State Stadium. The Tartars lead St. Francis 21-3. We'll be back with halftime after this.
Before the Paralyzed Veterans of America formed in 1947, the lifespan after a spinal cord injury was measured in just months, with no hope for a cure. But medical research and new therapies extended our lives to pretty much normal. And today, well, the idea for a cure, to stand and walk on our own, is pursued in state-of-the-art laboratories, seeking breakthroughs in nerve regeneration techniques. And in research hospitals, developing newer, better assistive technologies. The progress we've made in the past 6 years is greater than all we've made in the last 60. Paralyzed Veterans of America research grants have been there from the beginning and will be there for the cure. For more information, call the PVA at 1-800-424-8200.
You've seen the pictures. You've heard the stories. Now's the time. For the children of Rwanda, the crisis won't be over in a few weeks. Homeless, sick, orphaned, traumatized. Our work has just begun. Whatever you're doing, take a minute. Call the United States Committee for UNICEF at 1-800-FOR-KIDS. UNICEF, because every child is our child.
You just never know where the music's gonna take you. Cause some nights you're up there playing, and all of a sudden, magic. Now you can feel that same magic. Play Michigan Lottery's Daily 3 bonus nights. 2 nights a week in September, Daily 3 winners win more money, up to $100 more. But just like with this horn, you never know what night it's gonna hit. So you just keep on playing.
We're going to do a recap.
We're back. Well, it's been a very productive afternoon for Wayne State. They lead at 21-3 over the Fighting Saints of St. Francis, and the things that we looked at in that first half, you know, St. Francis, we said not much with a rushing offense, right, but yet on that first drive they were able to move it down the field. Yeah, they did a very nice job, Pete, in the first series of plays, mixing up pass and run. Did a nice job with the inside traps, as we mentioned, and surprised everybody and scored on their first possession. What the problem was is that had all year long. Getting 6 points in the red zone, quote-unquote red zone, 10 yards and in for major problems for this team, Pete. Brian Van Gorder, on the other hand, has to be very pleased. They've gotten Joe Goff to give his customary 100-yard-plus effort, and we'll probably get some more. What does he have to do from a mental standpoint to keep his team focused to say, you know, we're not going to let St. Francis off the hook. We're going to score some more points and win this game going away? Well, I would think what's going on is the secondary players right now are edging the first unit on to say, come on, score 2 more touchdowns so I can get in the game now and I can get my minutes. So I think Brian right now has an opportunity to play, some of the younger kids an opportunity to play now if he gets a 4-touchdown lead. And this is what I think we'll see. Coach Slovic, on the other hand, for St. Francis. He's got problems. He's got inexperience at the main position, the quarterback position. Does he make the change? Does he go to Curtin right now? He's got a lot of questions he has to ask. Can he answer them? I don't know. The kid hasn't played bad. It's just they've been put into very difficult positions. 3rd and 21, 3rd and 28. Very difficult for a freshman, and just the offense is once again inconsistent. They might want to try a new offense, Pete. They might try a new quarterback. They've been known to do that. We may see Jim Curtin, the other freshman quarterback for St. Francis, in the second half. We're not sure what's going to happen. It was raining when we got here. The sun is coming out now, so anything can and maybe will happen. We'll have some other scores from the Midwest Intercollegiate Football Conference and more from Wayne State Stadium after we take this time out.
Hello?
Mrs. Martin.
It's Dr. Murphy.
Hi, Doctor.
How's the big guy doing?
So much better, thanks.
Can I talk to him?
Sure, let me get him for you.
Hello?
Hey, Matt. It's Dr. Murphy.
Hi.
Everything's okay. You can go back to school.
Yeah?
And
You can play in the big game tomorrow.
Mom, I can play.
All right. Hello?
At Health Alliance Plan, we know the best health care has a human touch.
At Metro 25 Tire, get the lowest prices, highest mileage, and tires in 25 minutes, guaranteed. Here's the Uniroyal Tiger to show you more.
You know, there should be a whole lot of road between you and your next set of tires. Uniroyal Tiger Paw radials, sure-footed, mile after mile.
Get warehouse prices up to 70% off from America's largest Uniroyal distributor, Metro 25 Tire.
Call 1-800-METRO-25 for the dealer nearest you.
Please be advised, you may need a bigger TV to hold all this food. Introducing the new Mega Meal from KFC, the biggest meal deal America has ever seen. A whole Colonel's Rotisserie Gold, or 8 pieces of original recipe chicken. Potato wedges, Kentucky nuggets, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, biscuits, even a whole apple pie. All this for just $14.99. You couldn't even get 2 large pizzas for that. No wonder we call it the Mega Meal.
A lot of food, not a lot of money. You can't beat that.
Score, and we're back. At the half, 21-3, Tartars out in front. We're here with the athletic director at Wayne State, Bob Brennan. And Bob, you have to be pretty pleased with what you've seen so far this afternoon.
Well, I am. You know, they play hard, and they always play hard. And I think Skip's been here a couple of years, and he knows that these kids never quit. And it's just kind of wonderful. You know, we play with fewer scholarships, but the kids play with a lot of heart, and the coach teaches them that way, and I think it's wonderful.
Has Joe Goff done anything to amaze you any further than so far this afternoon?
Well, you know, he's such a tough young man. You know, he carries the ball a lot, and he never gives up. You know, you've got to tackle him because he's not going to go down with a hand or an arm or whatever. And you know, he's third in the NCAA right now in rushing. So, you know, the kid is just a fine young man, and that's the thing that we like about the team is. Not only are they competitive football players, but you know they're good students now, and they're also just great young kids. So we enjoy them.
And they reflect, I think, Brian Van Gorder's philosophy of playing football.
They do. Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct, Pete. You know, Brian came in here with the attitude that we could get it done here, and he came in here with the attitude of you know, you work hard, you have a work ethic, and you'll win. And you know, as an athletic director, it's great for me to see. It's great for me to look at Brian and a lot of our coaches. You know, our basketball program has gone great, and our women's softball program is going great, and the academics of all our youngsters. You know, we have a 2.83 overall GPA, and that's not too shabby.
Yeah, student-athlete really takes on meaning at Wayne State.
You know, Bob, you know, when we started this about 7 years ago now, and I've seen many changes right now, and Brian has done an excellent job of the discipline. We just watched even going off the field at halftime, holding the hands 2 by 2. Just the simple things that he's created here that when we started this program, we wanted the student to stay in, the athlete to stay in town, stay in Detroit. And I think that's happening right now. We see more and more of that, and we can see by the rosters that more and more Detroit City kids in the suburbs are now using Wayne State to play their football out, and that's important.
Well, you know, it's the only game in town, and you know, Detroit really has a lot of things to be proud of, and one of them is this program here. You know, we have done, you know, the program is, you know, NCAA-wise, we've done great in the last 3.5 years, and the problem is, I think, is that, you know, pride comes from within, you know, and I think that we have got the pride. In Detroit, if you come up here and sit in the stands, you don't have a greater panoramic view of this city from out here.
Detroit City.
You know, this is Detroit City, and it's their team, it's their kids, and, you know, I just wish they would come out and support it a little bit more.
You know, the great thing about it, too, Pete, is that we see now that there's 7 young people out of this league in the NFL. So people are saying now, wait a minute now, Wayne State's Division III can't play. No, yes, you can. Right. They do see these ball players here, and I've watched this football now, like I said, for 7 years. It's excellent football.
Yeah. It's really good football. You're close to the field. You get to see these kids play the game the way it's supposed to be played. They play hard. A lot of times there are kids in these leagues that can play NFL football. They just don't get the opportunity. And, you know, sometimes I wonder about the youngsters that go to the larger schools and they sit on a bench and they don't play. And some of those kids are maybe capable, except for the fact they don't get a chance to play. And, you know, it's, you know, Tom Beer, you know, we have with...
Excellent ball player. I'm so happy for him.
And Paul Butcher played last week with the Indianapolis Colts. So, you know, that's part of it. But the other part is the education. You know, we had a defensive back this year that had to sit out the year because he's an engineering student. And his engineering classes were the same time as practice. And so, you know, he's a kid, he's a student athlete. So, you know, we try to do that as much as we can. And
I always believed in that myself.
Well, well, I think you believed in it. I just didn't think you carried it out.
Bob, a program, any athletics program, doesn't just happen by itself. And I know that the Tartar Gridiron Club just is a tremendous support group for this football program. For those that aren't familiar with the Tartar Gridiron Club, why don't you tell us about what they do in support of this program?
Well, the Tartar Gridiron Club, you know, came around with the help of George Blaha and with Mel DeGrazia and Rodney Croft and, you know, Bob Glotzover, a whole lot of people just got together and tried to, you know, keep Wayne State football alive. Because like we said, this is the last program in metropolitan Detroit for youngsters to play intercollegiate athletic football. And so that program, they have a golf outing each year. They raise this golf outing. They do a great job. You know, they give money to the program. It helps us to get the extras that we don't have. You know, we're playing, it's difficult. We're playing with about 12+ scholarships now. We've created some endowments in the last 3.5 years. We went from 2 endowments in the athletic department to 12 now. But the Tartar Gridiron Club gets the monies that we can use that are operationally and functional, you know, so that we can buy new uniforms. And people like, if I may, notice Michigan National Bank has helped us, and Burger King down here has helped us, and Tubby's, and, you know, just a variance of people that we need to go to. But we need the city, like the people from the Tartar Gridiron Club, who are dedicated to the education of youngsters through football. And so I don't think you can say a whole lot more about that. You know, it's a club that we'd like a lot more people involved in. And had a great golf outing at Dearborn. The mayor came, and so, you know, we'll get some monies for that to help our program.
You know,
we
Bob,
appreciate them.
I think that we should mention that Mel's no longer with us, Big Mel, and he was one of the strongest supporters that we had in this whole deal. And I know his daughters now is helping out, stepping right in, and we should just take time out because this was a great man.
Oh, you know, I had never had the opportunity to meet Mel, but I've met the family, you know, Karen, his wife, Melissa, and Madonna, the youngsters, and they do carry it on. And in fact, Karen on her own created an endowment for Mel. So, you know, for all time now, there'll be a Mel DeGrazia scholarship here at Wayne State. And those are the kind of things that we're trying to, you know, foster here, of having people help youngsters. But, you know, we just don't say help them play football. We want to help them get educated. And you know, Wayne State, you know, a lot of people don't like to hear this, but, you know, when you go outside this state, unfortunately, people will tell you that this is one of the 2 top academic schools in the state of Michigan. So we're pretty proud of that, and we sell that.
And you have every right to be proud of that. And you also have to be proud of the football team with their performance. Anything you want to see in the second half?
Yeah, I'd just like to see them keep going. You know, you know, I'm a Yogi Berra type guy that's never over till it's over, Pete. And you know, I'm an old athlete myself, an old retired Marine, so, you know, I know that it's never over until you're back home and in the barracks, if I might.
Great.
You know, so.
Thanks for stopping by.
Pete, listen, thank
Bob
you.
Brennan, athletic director
really
here at Wayne State. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
21-3 at the half. Wayne State out in front. We'll be back with a scoring recap in the second half after this.
I don't know about this old factory that you're moving into.
It's a loft, Dad. It's very nice.
Take that chair.
Great.
And take this, too. Have you signed up for our health insurance?
No, I got half through the new job. Actually, it covers more and costs me less.
Can you choose your own doctor?
Yeah, I had a lot to choose from. Mine's great. She even has her own practice.
You know, you're pretty smart.
I had a good teacher, Daddy.